Hey guys, I want to talk to you a little bit today about the insecure guy in the bar. Today I'm going to tell you a little story from a couple weeks ago when I was out with some friends, and I want to use this story to illustrate this point. And the purpose of me talking with you today about this, and the purpose of me sharing the story with you, is to try to get you to not be this guy. I love analyzing people's actions and trying to contemplate the psychology and trying to see through to the core levels of people based on the way they act, based on the way they carry themselves in this world. And there's some very detectable things that was glaring through in this person's behavior, as I'm about to tell you, that I think are unfortunate. I think are things that this man probably needs to work on. This guy's obviously struggling with some stuff, or he's got his reasons for acting the way he does. But like I said, the point of this talk today is to get you guys to hopefully see this and realize this and analyze your own actions. And I want you guys to not be this person in the bar, to not be this person in life in general that does this sort of stuff, because a lot of this dials back to your self-confidence, your true sense of self-held worth, what you really think you're worth in this world, and like I said, just your general confidence level. And when you behave in this way that I'm about to describe to you, it conveys to the world that you're not confident, that you're lacking something, that you've got your own inner issues going on, that you've got your insecurities, most specifically. And a person who's insecure, yes, they're a human being. Yes, we've all got our insecurities. But a person that manages those things and that's aware of them and that knows how to control them and knows how to conduct themselves in a different manner is a whole different character and has a whole different level of inner self-confidence about them that's important. And that sort of conduct in the world is going to get you a lot further than what this person did with this show of insecurity. So the story goes like this. I was out in a bar with three other friends of mine. Two of them are women. One of them was a guy. I show up, so there's two girls, two guys. And we're just hanging out, we're socializing, we're having some beers, we're just standing around doing what we normally do. And there was another gentleman that was like an outsider. He didn't know any of us, but he was trying to work his way into our group, trying to socialize. And, he was obviously interested in one of my friends that was the girl in this situation, which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the behavior of this guy, it was very fascinating to me because I saw exactly what he was doing. I knew exactly what was going on the whole time, but he kind of wedged his way into our conversation slowly and kind of got into the mix of the group and started socializing, engaging with everybody, which was all well and good. But then there was this turning point in the situation where me and the other guy in the situation, who's a good friend of mine, we know each other, a little while now. We're on a different level, let's say, with one another than the contrast of just this new guy in the mix that was a stranger. Well, this guy chose to take the route of kind of like negging me and the other guy, kind of knocking us down, poking unreasonable amounts of fun, like saying things to strangers that are not appropriate. I mean, you might joke with your guy friend that you've known for a long time. You might poke fun or say things that might be a little bit offensive, but it's kind of done in a joking way when you actually know somebody. But when you're a complete stranger, when you're the outsider in this case of what this guy was, and he jumps into the mix and he's like saying shit to me and the other guy that's like, dude, you don't know us. Like you don't joke around like that. Like you're offending us now. You're clearly like, you're just acting like an asshole. You're acting like you're trying to almost like put us down, to try to test us, to try to like, I don't know, just shake up the situation, or maybe try to make us a little bit insecure for whatever reason. And a lot of the psychology that I observed going on there, I think what this guy was after was like, I think he was a little bit threatened in a way, but by me and the other guy friend, the fact that we were there with our two girls, and he was trying to wedge in and jockey his position to get after this other girl that was in our group. Like, he was obviously interested in her, he was obviously after her. So this is a very common behavioral thing that a lot of guys will do. They will put down all the other guys around them in efforts to make themselves seem up like on a higher plane or a higher plateau, or like they're better, because it's like, oh, I can just jump in and start making fun of you guys and putting you down and knocking you down. And that clearly shows to the world around you that I'm better and whatever. And that's like, we all know that's not true. That's not typically how most people's brains work, but that, I think, is the psychology of an insecure person in this sort of situation. In other words, like, I'm kind of threatened by her presence. I don't know who you guys are, if you're with her, if you're not with her, or whatever. So like, I'm just going to try to like make myself look like I'm more elevated in front of this other girl who I'm interested in, and at the same time, I'm going to knock you guys down, raise my level up. And it's like, you know, it's like this typical like, oh, I'm alpha here, just jumping into your situation, and I'm better than you guys, and I'm going to go home with the girl tonight. I'm going to walk away from the situation getting what I want out of it, kind of thing. So that, I believe, is the psychology of what this guy was doing. Whether or not he really realized that, I don't think he ever really stopped to think about this, but you're going to see this behavior from a lot of guys in bars. Men in bars are very competitive. They do this shit all the time. They knock other guys down around them to try to appear more elevated. But the ironic thing and the funny thing about this is that anybody who is, I don't know, just a little bit more analytical or a little bit more in touch with themselves, or a little bit more like they just kind of understand the way that people work, and they know themselves, let's say, more deeply from a, you know, at a deep down level, and they have that true sense of self-confidence. Like I said, first of all, they don't conduct themselves in this way, but in the other way, or on the other side of things, they can see through, like I'm saying what this other guy was doing. In other words, the bottom core of that guy's behavior, as far as I was concerned, is that he was insecure in that situation. He didn't really know how to handle it, what to do about it, the right way to go about it. There was something he was insecure about, whether or not it was just our general presence there in that bar, or whether or not it was something going along personally in his life that he was, whatever, dealing with, struggling with, who knows? Like, it doesn't matter. But like I said, the point of the talk here, guys, today is to don't be that guy at the bar. Don't be that insecure dingbat, butthead asshole that goes around just knocking around other guys that are strangers to you. You don't need to do that. And let me remind you, I want each and every one of you guys to think about men in your life that you really respect, that you really place a high value in, that you look at as people in this world that go out there and that do exude excellence. They are amazing people. They are really strong, confident guys, most importantly. Look at the way they act. Do they go around the world around them and knock other people down just out of nowhere for no good reason? Just they're a total stranger and they walk up to somebody else and they start slapping them around and saying dumb shit to them and saying offensive things to them? Odds are, no, they don't do that. Men who are very confident, very strong, very like they know what they got at the core, they know who they are, that stands on its own. They know that deep down. They don't have to go out and test it and, you know, try to exude into the world something that they think they need to. They don't have to project that because they are that. When you really are that sort of man, it's almost like you have this aura around you that's just, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything like this. It comes out of you. It's known to the world around you when you operate that way. People know that you are confident, that you are strong on the inside, when you're a person that doesn't need to act like that. You don't need to operate that way, okay? And that's what I'm trying to drive every single one of you guys towards, is being that sort of strong, inner confident sort of man that doesn't need to operate like that insecure guy in the bar. I hope none of you guys are doing this stuff in a bar when you go out and you meet strangers, you interact in different situations. Just be that confident person that stands on your own. You don't got to knock other people around you down to raise yourself up, because you are already on that higher level. If you have this inner strength, if you have this inner self-confidence, the world around you will notice that. The world around you will appreciate that. You will get better results out of all these situations in your life if you can operate in that sort of way. And keep this in the back of your mind. So a little bit of self-analysis today. I hope you guys can analyze your own maybe actions in the past, maybe the way you are today, maybe the way you want to be in the future, and think about that sort of thing. Think about that characteristic. Don't be that insecure guy in the bar. You don't need to. And at the end of the day, that is weakness, okay? People that don't go around knocking other people down, negging them, saying offensive things to them, that is strength right there, guys, okay? That's all it is. It's very simple. Most guys don't think on these terms. Most guys don't get this. You guys that listen to my channel, I want you to get this, okay? This will cast you into a class all of your own. This will put you in a better position in life, and this will get people to love and respect you around you in general. Women and men alike, everybody that you encounter when you do this stuff, when you are this guy, when you have this inner self-confidence, when you walk on this earth without feeling the need to knock strangers down around you for any reason, be it to try to get a girl, to try to get a job, to try to get a whatever. You don't need to do that, guys. Okay? All right, guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon.